and it came out of a conversation with a good friend about well, we started out talking about the creative process, and me thinking about even this post sometimes, what it feels like to come up against a block. Just a block that feels like maybe it's not going to go anywhere. Like maybe it's over. Maybe all of the previous times that I've successfully managed to realize that the blockage is the gift were all errors, and this time the block is for real. And what that led to was this sort of hilarious realization of the fact that the mind can do that. Like the mind, after years worth of evidence to the contrary, can still find a way to convince itself and to try and convince me, us, that the universe is not on our side. Isn't that weird? Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that like, it's almost like a superpower. It's like an anti-superpower. Like the ego has an anti-superpower. It can look an infinite amount of evidence right in the eye and say, I don't believe you. You've got it in for me, universe. Isn't that crazy? And so the image that came through out of all that was like, what if the thoughts in my mind are like a farce, like a theatrical farce with actors bumping into each other, falling down staircases, bumping into punch bowls and throwing sheets of water or red wine across each other's white suits and dresses. What if that's what my mind is? This kind of like unruly, untamable, just totally, I want to say myopic, but that's not really the word. It's like just all chaos. And what makes it hold together, what makes it funny. A farce would be a tragedy if all those things were actually problems, if all those things were actually horrible events in the lives of the characters. Oh my God, he fell down the stairs? Did he break anything? We don't ask that when we're watching a farce, because there's a kind of remove from the events, and we know that the events are being held in a space of greater awareness. There's a frame around the picture that lets us understand and realize and enjoy that the events of the farce, while indisputably some of them would probably be tragic if they happened in real life, are that they're actually just here for our entertainment. And what if that's what our mind is? What if that's how we can hold our mind? The way that our mind tries to sabotage itself, the way that my mind tells me, you're not good enough today, once again. You know, the relentlessness of that ridiculous narrative, which my authentic self has seen through hundreds and hundreds of times. I mean, when I think about this post and the number of times that I've gone into it not knowing what was going to happen, and even very relatively, you know, I'd say not all the time, but it happens frequently that I'll be concerned. What am I going to say? I don't know how it's going to go. Do I have anything? I don't know. But it doesn't matter how many times I go through the process of experiencing that the problem is the gift. What I feel like is the problem or the obstacle is actually the thing to be absorbed, to be allowed to be there, and then it turns into something else. Doesn't matter how many times I do that. I can still come back the next day and be like, well, but today I'm just kind of bucked. Like, today it's over. That was true for the last 241 posts, but it's not true today. It's insane. And just something about realizing, this happened in this conversation with my friend, something about realizing, oh my God, it's a farce. We're living in a farce. My mind is a farce. If I can see it that way and not take it seriously, like just know that this is a farce and that these characters are falling down staircases and bumping into doors and jumping in front of traffic and getting hit by horses and buggies. Usually, for some reason, farces always take place in the olden days. Not always. But if I could actually recognize that that's what this is, what a great perspective on it. All of a sudden, my own pathology, my own craziness would become like an entertaining show. It would become like a piece of theater that I would have paid money to go see. That just entertains me. It entertains me that maybe the pain that my brain and my mind inflict on me are actually here for my entertainment. That's very consistent with the notion and the picture of the universe as a window in which God is getting to know himself or herself. That's, if I were God, my mind would be a total farce. It would be hilarious what I think about in a day and the problems I have. They would be hilarious. And it just lightens me up to realize that there's a perspective from which all of this is a show being put on for my entertainment. And when I get tired of falling down the same staircase the same way, I'll go on to the next thing. And the farce will evolve, the play will evolve, the show will keep going. Yeah. Gives me joy to perceive my inner life in that way. Hopefully it'll bring you some joy too. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate you. All the love in the world. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.